Hi everyone, Salesforce Lightning Day 8. Today and tomorrow, it's a Salesforce Lightning. Let's see today's agenda. What are we going to learn? So we'll quickly go through the previous session review and interfaces in Aura component. We'll talk about one of the requirement. We will implement a requirement in the class. And we will talk about the Lightning button, Lightning component, and what are the basic buttons, buttons attributes, basic button with icon, disabled buttons. Then we will talk about Lightning button group, Lightning component, Lightning button menu, and then quiz, homework, and today's interview. Okay, so what did we learn last class in the Lightning?
Has record ID.
Has record ID and
Aura attribute.
Aura attribute, yes, and
Available for all pages types. Attribute.
yes. In previous session,
Available for record.
In record page.
In previous sessions, what are the different Lightning component we have learned?
Tab, quick view. Post, lightning quick action.
Force column.
App postable.
Post column postable. Post column has record ID.
Post column has record ID. Post column
Flexi
Page. Flexi page.
Flexi page.
Post column has record ID.
Record ID.
Post column available
Lightning quick action. Lightning quick action.
Yes.
With
Flexi page column available for all page types.
available in all page types.
Available for all page types.
Available for record home. Flexi page column available for record home.
Post column lightning quick action.
Post column lightning quick action, ma'am.
Lightning quick action.
without header. Without header.
Without header.
Okay. What are the Lightning component? These are the interfaces. What are the tags, Lightning component tags that we have learned so far?
Lightning code.
Lightning input.
Lightning Aura component.
Lightning input.
Lightning Aura component.
Lightning card.
Lightning card.
Aura attribute.
Aura attribute. Yes. Any other we have learned apart from this?
Those are
Para.
unlisted listed ones.
Sorry?
Printing
Aura column para.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
For printing match field like v dot record ID field we have printed. V dot
Field display.
Field displacement.
Attribute. Then we have learned the extents.
And visibility also. Access, private, public, global.
Yes, that is in the attribute. Okay. So far these are we have learned app hostable, has record ID, lightning quick action, and then we have discussed about the lightning tab and flexi available for all pages, available for record page. Also, we have discussed about the app manager, how to create an app, and
Navigation of items in that.
sorry, can you repeat that?
Navigation of
Yeah,
objects.
navigation we have learned. And then force column lightning quick action without header, lightning input, lightning card, aura attribute. Right? These are the one which we have learned so far from the starting.
Ma'am, just give me an idea, like a quick recap of our lightning input. Just forgot about that.
Yes, we'll do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and see that interfaces in Aura component. We have seen force. Force has a three things: app hostable, lightning quick action without header, has record ID. And then we have seen the flexi page available for all page types, available for record home. So force flexi page is a namespace, app hostable, lightning quick action without header, has record ID, available for page types, available for record home. These are lightning component. So lightning custom tab, if we wanted to create a custom tab, we have to use the interface called app hostable. Lightning quick action, in case if we wanted to implement a quick action on the object, then we have to use lightning quick action. If I use a lightning quick action, the header and footer will be displayed. If I use lightning quick action without header, means the header footer will not be displayed. Has record ID to capture the 18-digit ID from the URL. We will use the has record ID interface. Available for all page types. This is in case if I wanted to place this onto the any type of page. It could be a record page, it could be an app page, anything. Available for record home is only for the record page. So the first one is force colon is used for the tab, action, and ID. Flexi page is used for the pages. So these are the interfaces we have learned so far. And we have implemented the quick action using the lightning input and buttons. We have already, not the buttons, only the lightning input, and also capturing the record ID, showing the record ID in quick action, and on the pages also we have discussed. Now, I have a requirement. So requirement is implement a quick action. What is the quick action here? Quick contact. Okay, so this is on the account. On the account, need a quick action. On account, we need a quick action. Quick action name is quick contact, right? So quick contact. Now, in this page, I have a few fields. These are input fields. The first one is enter first name. What type of a field it is? What type of field it is? Enter first name.
Text field. Text.
Text field. And next I have another one which is called enter last name. What type of
Also text field. Text field.
Text field.
Input
And
text.
next one we have a email. What type
Email
of a field it is? Email?
Email.
Email. And next one we have a phone. What type of it is?
Phone. Contact.
Integer.
Sorry?
Integer.
Integer.
Text,
Number.
text, text,
Number.
Telephone.
Is text.
text.
CLIS.
There is a confusion. Guys, you have a confusion. What type of it is?
Integer, ma'am.
Is everybody agree with that?
No, ma'am, it's a string. No.
Why it is
It's a text, ma'am.
Text.
Text, ma'am. Text. Because
Yeah,
text can
text.
allow the numbers.
But what if you need only numbers?
Okay, let's see that. So right now, let's assume that it is a text. Now we will say different scenarios in the. Now, there are some output fields also. Enter first name, enter last name, email, phone number. What is this? For example, I'm entering here. First name is a Samskara. As I'm entering it, it should display my output. First name is above entered Samskara. So as I am entering here, it should display the text here. That means what should happen when the user is entering the data here? It should store into one attribute. We have to store into one attribute and print that attribute here. Print the attribute here. Clear? So while entering the data, store it into the attribute and display the same attribute. As the user is typing here, what are the letters they are typing? It should display same. In the first name, if they are typing, it should display the first name. If they are typing last name, here also last name should be displayed. Whatever the entered information is there, email should display here, email. Phone number should display here. Then after that, we have a button. This button, hold on it, we will discuss it. But is this requirement clear? Because you guys are going to build right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes. Go ahead and try that. This is the requirement. 10 minutes for you guys. Are you guys trying it?
Yes, ma'am.
In 2 minutes, I'll take it up. Okay. So let's do it. Developer console. Yes, tell me what I have to do first.
Create a new lightning component.
New lightning component.
File new lightning component. LC underscore requirement 1. And which interface do I need to use it?
Lightning quick action.
Lightning quick action.
Quick action.
Okay, next. What do I
Lightning
We
need?
have to use lightning input.
Lightning input. Lightning colon input. Yes.
Type equals to text.
To text.
Text.
To text.
Label.
Label equals to
Enter
first
first name.
Enter first name.
copy this.
Okay. How many times? 4 times.
4 times. Last name. Email type. Type is the email. Type is the email. Then in last one, phone. And type is a number.
And below we have the text fields, right?
Hard coded. Yeah.
Entered
Entered first name.
First name.
first name.
Entered last name.
Entered last name.
I think we need to use BR tag to get to the next line.
Okay.
Entered
BR or P / paragraph.
Entered phone number. Okay. BR tag doesn't work in Lightning. If I give a break, it will throw an error. No, it is working. But instead of BR, I would suggest to use the paragraph. Now this is done.
Lightning card.
Lightning
Lightning card. Yes.
For a quick action.
Some lightning card is not mandatory, right?
It's not mandatory right now, but let's put it because we are using the quick action. When we use the quick action, automatically it will add the card.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's place it. How to place it?
First, we have to decide the object.
Go
On
to
which-
contact.
Account
Because you-
object. It's supposed to create an account object.
Account.
Buttons and actions.
Account and then button
Button.
links
Button
and
Button
action.
links.
New action.
New action.
New action.
Okay, what should we use?
Lightning component.
Lightning
component.
Okay.
Component name.
Today's
Quick
requirement.
action tab. Third one. No.
Which one we have created right now?
Requirement 1.
Requirement 1. None.
Label is quick action.
Quick contact.
Quick contact.
Contact. Okay.
Let's keep this as a 300. Save. Now next step after creating the quick action.
Go to page layouts.
Account page layouts.
Click on account
layout.
layout.
Yes.
Mobile and lightning actions.
Mobile and lightning actions.
Quick
Okay.
contact.
Requirement.
Save. Now refresh the account page.
Edit page.
Last time we have upgraded it, right?
Yes.
So if we upgrade it, every time we have to
App builder.
edit.
Edit page.
Relate details.
Click on the highlighted pan, header, and here you will see quick action. Instead of new record, let's take it quick action. Quick contact. Done. Save.
If you want to place that component in URI, we can do that, right?
Yes. In
Yeah.
component means here.
Yes, yes.
For
To
that,
place
what
on
is the
that.
interface we have to use it if I have to place it here?
Go to custom tabs.
What is the interface do I need to use it if I have to place a component here?
Paste.
Available for record mode.
Okay.
Available for flexi page.
Yes, yes, yes.
Available for record page. If I use that interface, then we will be able to do that.
Okay.
Okay, quick contact. Let's click on it. Fine, this is the UI. Now, whatever I'm entering it, is it displaying here?
No.
I'm entering,
No.
is it displaying? So
No.
what should I need to do? What should I need to do?
Attribute. We have to create an attribute.
Attribute. Yes, how to create an attribute? How to create an attribute?
Or a colon attribute.
Okay. Aura colon. Attribute. Yes.
Name.
Name equal
Name
to.
equal to your name. First name.
Then
Type equal to string.
Type equal to string.
string. Okay, how many attributes do I need to declare it?
4.
Oh.
Last name, email, and phone number.
Last name, email, phone number. Okay, next step, how to capture it?
Using the match field.
Where do I
Value
use
equal
merge
to,
field?
where value equal to
Value
dot
equal to curly braces exclamation
Symmetry.
dot fname.
first name,
First name only.
value equal to curly braces exclamation last name, value equal to curly braces exclamation email, value equal to curly braces exclamation phone. Okay, how do I print it here?
V
Curly braces.
curly braces
Mark V dot
exclamation V dot first name.
first name.
V dot first name.
First name.
Name.
Last name here, V dot last name, and then email, curly braces exclamation V dot phone. Done. So let's go ahead and see. Let's refresh. Yes. Refresh the page. Account, quick contact. What happened?
Swapna, I think in attribute email we have mentioned text, right? In input we have mentioned email. I'm not sure. I meant to ask this question. The type confusion may occur, right? I don't know, but just
Okay. So let's refresh it again. Quick contact. Again, it is breaking. Assertion failed. V dot email, V dot first name, V dot last name, email, phone. Let's take out this break. What we did add aura colon attribute.
But we have added type equal to string, but here we mentioned
We just added the attribute. Type string. Okay. Refresh. Quick action. Stack trace. Okay. Let's click on inspect, console. Okay, let me change this to the text. Let's say so in real time also you will be getting these kind of issues. Whenever you start working on the real time, you will see sometimes it does not work. So click on quick contact. Error while creating a component for Lightning component quick action assertion plate provided type not supported. Telephone instead of phone. Refresh. Provided type is not supported.
Swapna, while declaring the attribute same for phone number, you have declared string and here you mentioned
Right, that is the problem. Email, this is the email and this is number. Invalid. Our attribute.
For email, we need to mention string only, but
text.
Attribute type equals integer, right?
Let me do this. Let me take out the type. Now let's save it. Now let's go ahead, refresh. It should work right now. Quick contact. What? Our attribute name equal to first name. Last name, email, phone number. Let's comment out this.
Ma'am, access is default, right? For the attribute.
Access is by default, it will take it as a public if you do not
Yeah,
mention
public.
anything. There's something is wrong. Let me log out. Log out, login back. Click on remind me later. Okay, click on developer console. file open resource, and LC underscore requirement 1, click on open. Now let me take out all this, whatever it was there previously, let's use that value. Okay. So nothing is there here. Input, lightning, and this is the one. It should, at least right now, it should not throw an error. Sales. Account. Open one of the record. Click on quick contact. Perfect. Okay. Now this is working fine. Now what I need is, let me take out this card. I do not need the card. Now I'll just declare the aura attribute. Aura colon. Attribute. Name equal to first name. Type equal to string. Okay. So I'll just use 4 different attributes. Last name, email, last name, email, and mobile. Let's save it. String. Type string. Let's say, okay, I just introduced an attribute. I have not used that attribute anywhere. It should work now. Click on account. Click on quick contact. Okay, this is perfect. Now, I'll just use here attribute called value equal to curly braces exclamation v dot first name and value equal to v dot last name. Now I see what was the problem last time. Okay. V dot last name and value equal to.
Ma'am, that last name in aura attribute name.
Yeah. Email and then value equal to curly braces exclamation v dot mobile. Okay, I'm just assigning the attribute. Whenever the user enter the information, I'm capturing those information. So it should work now. Click on accounts with contact. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to print these values. V dot last name into the last name, V dot email, V dot email, and then V dot mobile. I'm printing the values. Perfect. Now let me refresh this. It should work now. Accounts. Click on quick contacts. Perfect. Now when I'm entering the data, it should display here. It should display the here. So what I'll do is I'll just add a breakpoint. Now let's refresh. Quick contacts. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm entering the details. One of your details I'll enter. See, as I'm typing, it is showing the bottom. See here. Right? @gmail.com and phone number. Whatever I'm entering, the bottom also it is displaying exactly. If I remove it, the data will go away. If I enter again, it is displaying. Now, perfect. This is what. Okay. Now, the questions. No, before that, what was the reason previously it was not working? What was the reason that it was not working? It was giving an error.
We didn't mention
V dot
V.
you
We did not mention V dot.
Yeah, only
Here
first
we have
name.
not mentioned the V dot. We just mentioned the exclamation last name. If you use name here, email, you can use a string, that should be fine. Label, phone, you can use it. And let me add the type. Type equal to number. Now there was a confusion here whether I should use the number or a text. If I do not mention the type, what is the default it will take?
Text.
Text it will take. Now click on quick contact, should work. Now, if I'm entering the number here, now what happened here? Number is, this is actually phone number, but what it happened here, it changed into something into the amount. After 2, there is a comma. After 343, comma. 234, comma. 567. Is that the phone number? It's not the phone number format, right? It should be
Only number.
It should be mobile number. It should not be this number. Now, what should I need to use it? Type. If I use a type as a text, it will accept the text also. But there is a type called telephone. TEL. If I use TEL, what will happen? Let's refresh. Now click on the quick contact. Telephone, it is accepting this. Also, it is accepting the text. And there is no limit. Usually, the phone number will be the 10 digit, but I can enter whatever I want here. In order to restrict the number of numbers here, also the format. Usually how we write the format. So we will write it hyphen, hyphen. This is the format we will write it, right? If there is any +91 or anything, it will be here. But usually the phone number will be in this format. Now, and I should be, whenever the user is entering the text, here if user is entering this text, it should not allow. It should allow only the numbers in this format. It should allow only this number. So what is this called? This is called pattern. This is called pattern. Now you have to mention in the Lightning input pattern equal to. Now, what all things that should, first of all, here first three digits. 3 digits hyphen 3 digits hyphen 4 digits. This is the format 3, 3, 4, right? Pattern equal to this. But what should be expected here is all the characters should be expected or only the 0 to 9. As per the standard, it should accept only 0 to 9, right? So what I'll do is 0 to 9, accept only this. Now here also 0 to 9. Zero to 9. And same thing here, 0 to 9. Accept only this. Now what I'll do is I'll add this pattern into Lightning input. Now,
can you repeat it? I didn't understand the pattern.
Okay. The pattern is, so this is ideal pattern for the any phone number, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here 3 digits. So basically 3 digits and then hyphen 3 digits hyphen 4 digits. Now what, in order to make the system to understand, if I give this 3 hyphen 3 hyphen 4, system will not understand. So what I have to do is I have to put in the curly braces, 3 digits and then 3 digits and 3 digits. 4 digits. Now this is the pattern that I have given. Now if I give this pattern, what will happen? User can enter this and this, anything they can enter. No, but this is not acceptable. I need to restrict user to enter only the number, not any alphabet. Only they should be entering the number here. If they enter any text here, it should give me an error message. That means what are the numbers, what are the digits it is accepted here? 0 to, between the 0 to 9. The digits are accepted between the 0 to 9. Now, basically I need to tell the system, if you are mentioning 0 to 9, it has to mention in the square bracket.
Got it, thank you.
So 0 to 9, 3 digits, 0 to 9, 3 digits, 0 to 9, 4 digits. Now I'm going to add this in Lightning input. Okay, I have added. Let's save. Let's refresh. Click on quick contact. Right now, if I type something, it will accept this. But as soon as I hit outside, it will say that your entry does not match with the allowed pattern. That means whatever you have entered is not right. Entered in the right way. It is accepting. If I enter any character here, it will say that you cannot enter in the allowed pattern. So what will happen unless user enters the right phone number here, it will not allow user to save in the real time. So in the real time, what we will do is whenever the phone number comes, we have to make sure that till the user, that means we have to validate whether the user has entered the right phone number or not. If they have entered this, then it is not right. They have to enter the right phone number. So in order to validate the phone number, sometimes we use in real-time pattern. Tell the system what is the pattern that is expected from the input. Whatever the user is getting the input here, what is the format that you are expecting? What is the pattern that you are expecting? So that is decided there.
Ma'am, why didn't we add that type for other lightning input components?
Sorry?
Like we have added lightning input type equals to telephone, right? For the phone number field. Like why didn't we add it for other?
We can add it here, type equal to email. Type equal to text.
But by default, it will be a text code.
Yes, by default, it will be text.
Okay.
But we are mentioning the restriction in pattern only, right? Like there, it should not enter any like alphabet or something that we have mentioned in pattern.
Yes, we have mentioned in pattern. For example, you remove this pattern or you give a text number here. Okay. Pattern is already deciding what needed, but I'm giving here type equal to number. Now let me refresh. Click on quick contact. Three digits, 4 digits. What it is giving? Enter valid value. System itself is got confused. Enter does not allow. Now user got confused. If I entered this pattern, it's not allowing me. It's saying that enter the valid value. But if I remove this, and this is my phone number, but it is saying that allow the please enter the matched pattern. So system itself got confused because type you are saying number and pattern you are saying that which pattern. Number is expecting in the format of 2, 343, what are the numbers are there? It is expecting this way. Pattern is expecting 3 digits, hyphen 3 digits, hyphen 4 digits. This is the pattern it is expecting. Now system will ask, whether do I need to follow this or follow this? It is getting confused. If I enter some number, it does not accept because you are mentioning the pattern. So you are making, developer is making the system to get confused. So that's the reason whenever we are using any, this kind of a pattern, use the similar type of, whether it is you are playing with the phone number, then use the related type. Now, if you give here number and if you give the pattern here, it does not work out.
Why on line number 5, why do we have the type, line number 4, why do we have the type as string?
Here?
Yeah, do we need to change it to be, sorry, line number 5, do we need to change the mobile to be type tele as well or no?
This is, what is this? This is basically how you are going to, okay. This is what is the way user needs to be entered. So there are 2 things are there here. Let me open the paint. And then snipping. Click on new. Copy this. Let's go back to the paint. Okay, so here 2 things are there. One is how the data should be entered. How the data should be entered in the text. Whatever the input fields are there, how the data should be entered. Second one is how system should capture. How system should capture. My laptop space is not working. So that is the reason this problem. Okay. How system should capture. Now, how the data should be entered, where we have defined it, we have defined in the Lightning input. Lightning input work is whatever the user is entering here, the data, right? Whatever the user is entering here, the data, which format should I accept it, or which format the user has to enter here. It doesn't deal with how to capture the value. It doesn't deal that. Now, when you are storing into the system, this is user is input, right? The first one is user is giving the input. So while user enter the details, how to capture is on the user input, we are playing the role. But at the back end, I have a database. In the back end, I have a database. In the database, I need to store the information, right? I need to store the information. But before going to the database, somewhere in the Lightning component, I need to store the information. That means, how should I capture the information? You can capture the information whichever way you want. It doesn't matter, but when you are retrieving it, that time it matters. Okay, so here, what are the scenario is there? Now, I wanted to store this data in a text format. I wanted to store this data in a text format. And these two also, I can store it into the text format. It doesn't harm for in this case. Okay, here what I'm doing in order to store the information in the system, because later I need to pass those data to the database. So here I need in the Lightning component, I need a box, or I need some place where I can store all the details. Now, while storing the data here, before going to the database.com, while storing it, I'm declaring it here. Okay, take the value of the first name, whatever the attribute name is there. So first name, and take in the format of string. Take in the format of string. Now, if you wanted to match with whatever is there here, basically here in the Lightning input, we have a text. We don't have a string. But while storing, you can mention it as a string. So this is last name, string. Now, email, you can take the email. So let me go ahead and do that. Where is it? Okay, so here email, right? Mobile number, what type will be there? Telephone or phone or number? What type it will be? What type of attribute? As here mentioned telephone, okay, I'll go ahead and use the telephone. Does it accept? No, it is not accepting that. Email is not accepted, right? So that means I cannot store in the email format. I can only store in the string format. Now telephone, does telephone allow? No. Maybe I have to take a phone. Okay, try phone. Control S, it will not take. Maybe I have to take a mobile. No. Maybe I have to take it in the number format. No. By default, whatever the type is there, it will be always string. Whatever your input type, but while you are storing it, it is always string. It is always string. So before it goes to the database, I need to store first name, last name string and email. It is not accepting the email because it has to be string. Now, phone, I'm storing it as a string. Now I'll capture those information. I'll store it into the database.com. Now, in case if you have any questions on the Aura attribute, what kind of a types it is accepted, go to google.com, Aura :attribute. Lightning, where is it? Aura : attribute, lightning Aura. So basically it will drive into the, there is a library called Lightning Design System. Sorry, not the Lightning Design System. Component library. Aura attribute, component library. Developer.salesforce.com docs component library bundle Aura component documentation. Okay, so here Aura component. Now we are looking at the Aura attribute. Basically here you will be able to see all of the components. Documentation, component, Aura attribute types. Okay. So type, what are the basic types here? Okay, type is a Boolean, type date, date time, decimal, right? Double, integer, long, string. Only this we have. I don't have an email. I don't have a phone number. Integer, it is an integer, double, long, decimal, date time, date, Boolean. These are the different types are there. If you are using a lightning : input for the checkbox, and if you wanted to store it into the specific attribute, then use the type equal to Boolean instead of string. Instead of string, you have to store it into the type equal to Boolean. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Any questions on this requirement? We have actually not started our class. We are just doing some exercise here. Now, for example, if I wanted to use lightning : input, right? I wanted to use the checkbox. So what I'll do is type equal to checkbox, and label is testing. So then I'll create another attribute. Testing, and the type equal to Boolean. Now here I'll use value equal to curly braces exclamation v dot. I'll say testing. Entered testing value curly braces exclamation v dot testing. Okay, let's save it. Click on quick contact, testing. But what happened here? It is not capturing. I'm selecting this, right? What is the value it is coming here? Okay, that is the assignment. So when we select this value, it should display here true or false. If I select it, it should display true. If it is not selected, it should be the false. Okay. So how to do that? Just investigate it, you will be able to do. Okay, before I move on, any questions on this requirement? This is a real-time requirement you will be seeing like this. Any questions? Fine. So let's move on. Okay, lightning button, lightning component. So use the lightning button represents a button element. We have a different type of buttons, basic buttons, buttons with icon, disabled buttons. These are the three different types. Usually we use it in the real time. Basic button, buttons with icon, disabled button. Basic buttons. What are the basic buttons here? So the base buttons can be implemented using the implemented in various ways. We have an attribute called variant. We have an attribute called variant. So using this variant attribute makes a button looks in different way. Variant attribute makes the button looks in different way. So if I say variant equal to base, that means it makes a button look like a link. So this is the button. This is the button. Now, if I go to the Salesforce, okay, I'll click on cancel. And if I edit this, if I edit the Salesforce page, at the bottom, do you see different type of buttons here? One is, it's a white background and normal button. Another one is a save, and here it is a blue color, it is highlighted, right? Cancel is normal. And if you see here on the activity, it is a different add, and this is different. And here, these are light buttons, right? So there are different ways we are seeing here, right? If I click on the edit, I'll see the cancel and save, and cancel will be normal light. It does have a white color background, and it just display the name of the button. But there are buttons where it is showing that blue color highlighted with the entire button and the button name. So similarly, we have a different type of buttons, variant equal to base. It will just display the text button name. Whatever the button name is there, it will just display the button name on the button. If I say variant equal to natural, neutral is nothing but the way how we see in the Salesforce, right? The way how we see in the Salesforce. So this is the one, neutral. And then variant equal to brand. Brand is nothing but identifies the primary action in the group of button. That means as soon as you see those buttons, the blue one is highlighted. Your focus will go on to the blue one, right? It will identify the primary action in the group of button. So when you click on the edit, if you click on this edit page, immediately what your focus goes, it doesn't go to here. Your immediate eyes goes to the save. You will click on save immediately. So the primary action, whichever is the primary action in the group of the buttons, if you want any button should be the primary action, then variant equal to brand. There is a brand outline. Brand outline is nothing but it is a primary action in the group of button, but it has a lighter look. That means there is no blue highlighted, nothing will be there. It will be a different format. This is a different, this is a different. It is a blue border and it is lighter look. But this is a, as soon as you see it, you will be seeing that, okay, this is the primary action, I should be doing that. And next one is variant equal to destructive. Destructive is nothing but identifies a potentially negative action. That means if there are any negative actions has to be done, then you use the color of, you use the variant equal to destructive. That means sometimes alert message comes in the Salesforce Lightning. Whenever you see the alert message, which is an incorrect value or some red color background, it will come. So if you wanted to highlight in the destructive button, this is a destructive button. That means it identifies potentially negative action. When I say potentially negative action is nothing but if you go to the account object and if you click on a new button, what will happen here? We are creating the account. Assume that I have entered all the details, but I have not entered the mandatory information. So I'll click on a save. As soon as I click on a save, see here this one, right? This is similar. This is icon here. But this is a kind of a destructive. Whatever the warnings, whatever you see here, those are something negatives, negative warnings. So destructive is identifies a potentially negative action. Variant equal to destructive hyphen text. Identifies a potential negative action, but has a lighter look. The red background.
Ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, also we can display the component on the clicking of button as well.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I mean to say, like, we can also display the component, UI component, whatever we have written. So on the click of button also we can display those components.
Yes.
Okay. So those things we will learn in which section?
We have just started the session, so let's move on.
Okay.
Next, variant equal to success identifies a successful action. Okay, so these are the different variant where we will be using it as a basic buttons. Now attributes are, we have a different attributes in the button. Label. So one of the attribute called label, the text to be displayed inside the button. Icon name, if you wanted to display icon along with the button. So the Lightning design system name, in the Lightning design system, we have a different icons. Inside the button, if you wanted to display icon, then we have to use the icon name equal to get the icon from the Lightning design system and place it into the Lightning button. Icon position, you want the icon in the left side of the button or right side of the button. Disabled, if you wanted to disable the button, right? Specify whether this button should be displayed in the disabled state or it should be clickable or not. decided by this attribute. Now, let's go ahead. Let's see the buttons. Now, let me go to the developer console. Now we have written the quick action right now, right? So what I'm going to do is we are going to implement a button on top of input. On top of input, we are going to shows the button. Now, right now, this is our page, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement a button, assume that here, in between the quick contact and enter first name. So here I'll display the save, cancel, whatever the different type of variant. We have all different variant. So we will see what are the different variants are there. So basically I'll display it here in a sense after the line. So here I do not have a space. So here I'll be displaying the buttons. Now, you will be driving me how to implement a button. Yes. How to do that? Command. What is the command that I need? What is the lightning component do I need to use it in order to implement the button?
Lightning
colon button.
Lightning colon button.
Label.
Label equal to
Save.
Okay, let's give save.
Variant
of button.
Let's take the first one. We have seen
Base.
Base.
Yes.
Base. That's it. Now, what is the next button we have after the variant base? Neutral.
Neutral.
Then after that?
Brand.
Brand.
Brand outline.
Brand outline.
Destructive.
Destructive. Then destructive text. And what else we have?
Success.
Last one is success.
Success.
Let's click on it, save. Let's go to account record. Click on quick contact. Nothing is displaying it. Refresh. Okay, so account record, click on quick contact. What happened? These are displaying. This is the base, neutral, brand, brand outline, destructive, text, and the success. Now, which are the way you want? See, similar like a Salesforce, right? If you wanted to implement similar way how the Salesforce is having the buttons, right? Salesforce uses the brand and neutral. Salesforce always uses the brand button and neutral button. So if client says that I want implement a quick action and put the buttons, which is similarly how the Salesforce is doing it, then use this neutral button and then use the brand button. So this way you can display it. Right? These are the different ways you can display. How we are displaying this? Using the attribute called, which attribute is playing here the role?
Variant.
Variant attribute is playing a role to display in different ways. Any questions? Okay. Now what we will do is these are the buttons, right? Along with the button name, we are going to display an icon. So where I can find the icon, we have a Lightning design system. Go to the Lightning design system and under the utility here, icons are there. In the icons, you see here utility, use the utility. So these are the icons. I can use any icon to display on top of button. Okay, on top of button. But how do we do that? Now let's see. First go to the PPT. Buttons with icon. So we have a variant attribute makes the button look like a different ways. Icon name attributes display icon within the buttons. Now variant base is similar like this. If I want a download, this is a Salesforce standard button. Wherever you see the download, there will be an icon. If you go to the account and related list, so for example, go to the related list or opportunities. Go to opportunities and click on opportunities. And in the related list, here, do you see upload a files? Upload files has the icon along with the button. So it has a button and the icon. Button and icon. Now how to implement this kind of a buttons in Salesforce? Now, what are the buttons we have implemented so far? These are the buttons. Now we have an attribute called icon. So if I use here icon name equal to, let's take one of the icon name. Let's take something which we know. Is there a setting? Do we have a setting? Yes. Setting. So I wanted to display utility because this icon, whatever I'm taking, it is inside the utility, right? Utility colon settings. Now let's save this. How it displayed? Let's click on refresh. Click on account and click on the Salesforce. Now click on quick contact. See here, setting and save, right? Let me take another one, search. So here I'll take icon name equal to utility colon search. Let's click on save. Let's refresh. and then click on a quick contact, search. Now, for example, icon position, I do not want the position here. I want the position this side. Let me take the save. For this, I'm going to put another icon, but it should be the position is a different. Let's take this save icon, developer console, icon name equal to utility colon save. Now I need a position. I need a position. Icon position. What is the attribute? Icon position or a different? What was the attribute? Icon position. So in icon position, I should be default is left. So let me take it as a right. Let's say. Let's refresh.
How can we get to know the what values for the particular attributes? Like for a Visual Force page, it was we are getting at least suggestions. But when we are trying the Lightning or in a developer console, we are not getting any suggestions. Suggestions also, like what to.
Right, that's the reason we have a component library. If you go to the Lightning component library, Lightning component library. So if you go to this Salesforce Lightning component library, for example, if you wanted to take a button, now button is in the Lightning. So inside the Lightning, click on a button and see here specifications, go to the specifications. See what are the attributes are used. There are so many attributes, but we are not really use everything. We don't use tab, index, stretch. These are not needed. So whatever is the needed, only we will use. This area controls, area described by, these are not required. So based on your requirement, which are the attribute is needed, only use that. So mostly we will use the icon name, icon position, label, name, on click, because on click of that button, what should happen? And then type, not type, the value and the variant. So these are the one which we will use it usually.
So your icon position, as you said, left, right? Is there any other value other than that?
Left and right.
Okay. Yeah.
So right now the icon is displaying in the right. So you can take any icon that you wanted to display along with the button. Along with the button, if you wanted to display it, you can use icon name. Icon name and whatever the variant is there, that same variant, use it. So this is a base, how it looked like. Brand, this is the brand, how it looked like. And destructive, also you can add a delete button, right? This is what we have seen so far. Next, disabled buttons. Disabled buttons is nothing but basically I need a button on the Lightning card, but it should be disabled. But it should be disabled, not clickable. So disabled button cannot be clicked. Disabled buttons can be implemented in various ways. Whatever the ways you wanted to implement. For example, if you wanted to implement a disabled button as a base, or if you wanted to implement neutral, then use the disabled neutral, or the brand you want, but it should be disabled. Now in real time, why do we need a disabled button? So what Salesforce does in order to restrict the users, because we cannot control the users, right? Unless you enter all the information, then only I'll be enabling the save button. Till that point, save button is disabled. Till that point, save button is disabled. enter all the information. Once I see that all the informations are entered, when the person reaches to the next, the last field, then only the button should be enabled. Till that point, save button should be disabled. This is the one of the real-time scenario that the client will be expected. Because sometimes what happened is, if there are 10 fields are there, 20 fields are there, user just enter the 2 fields and click on a save. That does not help us. They need all the information in order to prioritize what level of the interest that the person is showing on the product. So if they wanted to know, basically user has to enter all the information. For that, we are going to, developers are, as per the client requirement, developers are going to build a button here, should be disabled. And once a user enters all the fields, then only enable the button. So this is one of the requirements that we will be having it. So for disabled one, what we will do it? For the disabled one, we simply, there is a disabled attribute is there. Disabled attribute. For example, I wanted to disable this destructive. So what I'll do is, disabled equal to true. Disabled equal to true. Let's go ahead and refresh. Click on quick contact. See, this is disabled. It's not clickable. If I hover this, this is going to change, but this does not do anything. I cannot click on it. Now I can make it active, inactive based on the user input. Okay, we will see that in the next session. Right, this is the way how I'll disable it. Now, are these buttons are shows in only in the quick action, not in the record page? You can also display in the record page. You can also display in the record page. Can I show this in the app? Yes, you can show. You can include this instead of this. So what I'll do is, I'll call the lightning component. C::LC underscore. My component name is a requirement 1. Now click on preview. Right? So it is displaying different ways. Now, can I display these buttons on the page? Yes. Add the interface. Here, what are the interface is needed? We have discussed that. Add the interface. You can use it in the page, record page, or a tab. Wherever you want, you can use it. Wherever you want, you can use it. Now, the next.
Whenever we want to build from scratch, then only, then we can use that our application, right?
Yes.
Like if you want to place any component or if you want to edit, like then we need to use that edit page and all.
Yes.
Okay.
Next one, we have a button group. So basically, if you see here, this on the account record, we have this section, right? Right? Is this section similar to what we have implemented here? Now we have implemented the buttons. There is a space between each button. But here in the Salesforce, there is no space between each button. I cannot see the space here. There is no space here. It is everything combined. But the one which we have implemented, there is a space between each of them. Now, how to implement this kind of a buttons? Now, first of all, what is this called? Till this point, what is this called? This is button group. This is button group. lightning colon button group. So use lightning colon button group represents a group or set of buttons. Now, where we will use this, this is inside this button group, we will add a buttons. That means first we will declare the button group and then within that we will have a buttons. So far we have learned this one, right? Lightning colon button we have learned. Now, whatever the lightning colon button which I have implemented, if I place it between the lightning colon button group, if I place it between the lightning colon button group, what will happen? It will display as a group. Now, let me show you that. So right now you see here, there is a gap. Now, what I'll do is, I'll go to the developer console. I'll place it lightning colon button group. I'm just adding this. What are the buttons that we have implemented? I have added into the button group. Now let's refresh this. See, is there everything is, there is no space between the each one of them. There is no space between the each one of them. Before it was having a space. Before it was having a space. Now refresh. You see here, there is a space between these each button, right? As soon as I kept it in the button group, space has gone. That means a set of buttons are included inside the button group, Set of buttons is attached to each one of them, For example, on this quick action, let's implement the same one, log a call, quick contact, new task, right? So log a call, quick contact, new task. So what I'll do is, those are neutral. So I'll take out the base, neutral and neutral. I need only 3 buttons in the button group. Let's keep the icon. First one is log a call. Next one is quick contact. And then new. What is the next one? New task. Click on save. Now let's refresh. Quick action, quick contact. See, exactly it is displaying it. Log a call, quick contact, new task. Right? Icons, we have added it. If you want, you can remove it. So let's take out the icon if you do not want. Let's refresh. Click on quick contact. See here, log a call, quick contact, new task. Exactly how the Salesforce is there, exactly it is implemented. Right? Only thing we have to place the lightning colon button inside the button group. If you place it inside the button group, it will be displayed same as how the Salesforce is there. Salesforce, it is displaying it exactly, it will be the same. And the next one, we have a lightning button menu. So lightning button menu represents a button. When we clicked on the display, a drop-down menu of the action. First of all, what is the button menu? Okay, we are clear about the button group, but what is the button menu? Button menu is nothing but, you see here arrow mark, whatever the arrow mark you see. So that is the button menu. So let me go back to the Salesforce. If you click on this, menu, there are different buttons are displaying here. Till this point, is button group. But we have a next one which is called button menu. This is button menu. These are button group. This is a button menu. Inside this button menu, we have a different buttons. If you click on this, what will happen? It will show the different buttons. As soon as you take out your cursor, the focus will go away from this. The focus will go away from that. The focus will be gone away from that. So button menu, and inside that, if you wanted to display the button, you have to use the menu item. You have to display the menu item. So let's go to the paint. File, new. Okay, so we have, this is one and this is the another one. And here we have another button and then menu item. This is the menu item.
I think there is an option called rotate. You can use it.
Yeah. So if you take this, okay, so this is we have. Now, till here, this is a button group. This is a button group. Inside the button group, this everything is a button group. What are the pink color is there is button group. What are the pink color is there? That is the button group. Inside the button group, what you have inside the button group, you have a buttons. Those all are individual buttons. So what are this gray color is, what are this color is there? These all are buttons. Buttons. And also within the button group, we have another one which is called as a menu, which is called as menu. So green color, whatever you see here, this is a menu. Button menu. Button menu. When you click on the button, when you click on the menu, the data that gets displayed here, right? So what are the data that displays here? These all are button menu items. Button menu items. Right? Whenever you click on it, the buttons will be displayed here. So those are button menu items. That means on top of it, you have a button group, lightning colon, button group. And inside that, inside the button group, we have a 3 different components we can use it. 3 different components we can use it. Inside the button group, we have to use lightning colon, button, and also lightning
colon, button menu,
lightning colon,
Button group.
Why button group?
Button menu.
Button menu.
Inside button menu.
Button menu
button
item.
items.
Inside button
Lightning
menu.
colon, button menu. And inside this, we have a lightning colon, button menu item. If you implement this structure, that means the entire thing, whatever we are able to see in the Salesforce, we can implement it. Whatever we see here, that exactly we can implement if I use that structure. If I use this structure, this entirely the button group. This is what are the gray color is there, that is the button group. And the each one, whatever we have is a button. This is a button. And whatever this menu is there, this is, we are starting the button menu. When we click on this, there is a, again the list of the buttons will be open. That is menu item. Is that clear? Any questions on that? Now, if I go to the Salesforce, let me open the Salesforce. So far, what we have implemented the button group with the buttons. So let's go ahead and implement the button menu. Now, when we click on this, what are the buttons we have? New contact, new case, new note, new opportunity. New contact, new case, new opportunity, new note. So let me implement that. Lightning colon. Yes, tell me. What do I need?
Button menu.
Button menu.
Menu.
Item.
Lightning colon. Button menu item.
We have called menu item. It is just menu item. So let's assume that label equal to new case. New contact. New opportunity. New notes. Click on save. Let's refresh. Click on quick contact. See here, right? So let's click on this. These are the options. These are the options. Any questions on the button, button group, button menu, menu item?
No.
We have discussed the disabled one, right? Okay, so the questions, how to display the button in Lightning component? How to display a button?
Lightning colon button.
Lightning colon button. Button.
Lightning colon button. Lightning colon button group is used for?
To display lightning buttons and lightning button menu and menu items.
Group of
group or set of buttons.
Set of buttons.
How to display buttons as a menu items and how to implement menu items.
lightning
and menu items.
Lightning colon menu items.
Group, and we need to mention menu item.
Menu item.
So in the button group, we have to mention the button menu and inside the menu item.
Menu item.
What is lightning input used for?
Taking the input from the user.
To display the input. For example, you enter your first.
To accept the user input, not to display the input. To accept the user input depending on the type of attribute. Okay, homework. So implement a lightning tab called vehicle information. Display buttons group. Log a call, view other cars, new note, menu item. So inside the menu, display these items, new case, new contact, back to home. And then display 8 input fields, vehicle name, vehicle year, vehicle make, model, color, mileage, address, city, state, zip, upload file required. So how many required fields? Vehicle name is a required, model is a required, color is a required, upload file is a required. So you will have a log a call, view other cars, new note, and the menu items will be there here. And these are the fields needs to be displayed. This is on the tab called vehicle information. Any questions on the first requirement? Next one, requirement 2. Implement a lightning page. Implement a lightning page called patient information. Display button, groups, log a call, view medicines, new note, and the menu should be view doctor's information, available timings, back to home. And the fields needs to be displayed here, patient name, patient date of birth, patient weight, patient phone number, upload file is required. Referring physician name, patient address, city, state, zip, that's all. Okay, any questions on the requirement 2? Okay, requirement 3. Implement a lightning quick action called Salesforce event information. Display button group, view event details, view speakers, new note, menu items are view location, timing, back to home. And the input fields are person name, person email address, company name, person phone number, upload files. Is this a first time visit? This is a checkbox. Person address, city, state, zip code. So the required fields are person name, upload files. This is a requirement 3. Any questions on the requirement 3? Okay, next one is requirement 4. Implement a lightning page called summer. This is a page, not a quick action page. Display buttons are cancel, save button. 8 fields, salutation, first name, last name, email, business phone, title, account. Okay, so last name is a required. So it should, last name is required. Email should be accepted, only the email format. Business phone should be accepted, only the business phone format. Any questions on the requirement 4? Next one, the last one, implement a lightning component, place on activity tab. I'm not talking about quick action. I'm not talking about tab. I'm not talking about the page. Implement a lightning component to place on activity tab. Display button groups are on and off. On is a brand and off is a neutral. So on the activity is already there. So on the activity, display those tabs here. So we have an activity here. So below the activity and before the new task, display the buttons called on, off. Display the buttons called on, off.
Swapna, could you please open the before slide? Homework 4.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we are done with the session. Any questions today?
Ma'am, I have a doubt for not today from the previous day session.
Mm-hmm.
In the first homework, you gave me the page block section and thereafter page block table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. While writing in the page block section, the table should not expand fit to the screen.
Are you talking about the Visual Force page table?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, just hold on it. Any questions for the today's session? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let me